This is 4.1 part 3. We're just going to finish off the last question in our example lesson here. So we had determined the vertex by plugging in the x value of the vertex into our relation over here. And we got that the vertex is negative 4, 16. Looking at the standard form, we know that the parabola opens from the bottom because of this negative a value over here. So that's going to help us in sketching our graph. And we also know our zeros, so that'll be very helpful in sketching our graph as well. So I'm going to do a sketch of this graph. Mine's going to be rough, but yours is going to be a little bit nicer because you're going to use a ruler. Just going to divide this into 4 quadrants. And I'll go up by, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I may need to go up by a little bit more than that, so we can do going up by 4 if we need to. Or I could just sketch my make my quadrant a little bit larger in the positive end there by shifting down. And I can go up by 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 would be over here. So I'm going to plot my vertex first. So we have negative 4, so negative 2 would be here, negative 4 is over here. Now you would label this nice and fully, of course. And then 16, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So this is my vertex over here, negative 4, 16. And my zeros were 0 and 8. So here I have 0, 0. And then, negative 8. So negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. Here we go. So I'm just going to write those points down there. So this is 0, 0. And this over here was negative 8, 0. We also know this is the y-intercept as well from the standard form. And now we can simply connect the dots. And this is our sketch of the parabola. It continues going down, but we use our 3 main points, our zeros, y-intercept, which happens to be one of our zeros as well, and then our vertex. And this makes sense because the parabola does open from the bottom as opposed to the top. Then what you could do is you could find your axis of symmetry being x is equal to negative 4, because that's the part where the parabola is split in half, left to right. So my axis of symmetry, x is equal to negative 4. And so what we did in this lesson is we explored how to go from standard form to the factored form. We did some basic examples of factoring using the greatest common factor, and then we saw that using the factored form we could find our zeros. Using the standard form we could find our the direction that our parabola opens, and also the y-intercept, and we could use both forms to help us in sketching a parabola based on the fact that we now have zeros and the fact that we know the direction of our opening as well.